Hello, my Vincentian family. I hope this finds you all healthy and happy. Today, we are going to talk about quarantine fatigue, something we all know a little bit about. We have been experiencing this for 9 months now. However, all of our experiences have been very, very different, right? Right here in our Vincentian community, we have 3 different groups that we need to talk about. The first is the essential employees, the people that have been coming in every day through this and yet are not experiencing their normal home life, their normal work life. Everything has changed. We also have our non-essential team members. They are the ones who are able to work, but working from home. And that creates a whole different set of challenges in terms of technology, in terms of boredom, because we have a lot more downtime without our commutes and all of that. So there's some challenges there as well. We also have our dear confreres. They are, for the most part, quarantined or confined either to their rooms, their immediate living space, or the seminary in general. But there has not been a lot of people going in and out and experiencing some stimulation. So there's obviously a lot of challenges there as well. So we're experiencing this all differently. And what I hope to do is come up with some broad themes today that we might be able to all find some takeaways that might be useful to us. So first we're going to talk about the basic stuff for the pandemic. If you may remember, back in March, we had a series of mandatory meetings when we talked about what the virus was, how we were going to deal with it, and our information came from the CDC and from the World Health Organization. And at that time, there were 3 things we needed to do. We needed to wear our masks, we needed to keep socially distanced, at least 6 feet away, and we needed to wash our hands. That all is still the best thinking that we have today. Those 3 things are extremely important. The one that I do want to talk a little bit about is our masks. Okay, now that we are 9 months in, everybody has masks, everybody knows how to use them. But what I'm seeing a lot of is our elastic is getting too stretched out, or you put them on and you start talking, blah, 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 and our nose starts to show and they hang down like this. Not good. We need to make sure that we have good fitting masks. The mask that I have here has these 2 little folds. One comes up over the nose, around the ears, and then you pull the bottom piece under the chin. So it has full coverage from chin to nose. And we can talk, I can move around, and it doesn't fall off. Once this elastic starts going though, it's going to start getting looser and I'm going to have problems, and it's time to replace it. If anybody needs a mask, please let me know and I can make sure we can get one for you, okay? So, being in a pandemic is stressful, of course, but why is it stressful? Well, it changes the way we have to do things, the way we work, the way we play. It causes stress because we can't see our loved ones. Very stressful, especially over the holidays. Boredom. We experienced a lot of boredom. There's a ton of downtime since we can't go out and do our normal things. So how do we get over that? There is financial stress. Thankfully, the Vincentian community has been very generous with its team members, but we do have stresses and concerns about what the future is going to bring, about how our spouses and their jobs are going, about the people that we have to care for and our loved ones, and how we're going to continue to do that. That is all part of the stress that we feel during this. There's also a lot of information overload. There's a ton of information out there. It is extremely important that we follow and read things that we know the sources of. If you read something new and it sounds like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that, go find another source that tells you the same thing. It is our responsibility to manage all of that information coming in, but that does create a lot of stress. So what is it that we can do about this? So I'm going to give you 4 different strategies to try to help combat some of the stress that we are feeling. The first thing is to recognize that the feelings that we are having are normal. They are very, very normal. And we just need to acknowledge them. We need to wake up in the morning and recognize that I'm really snippy, or I'm feeling really low and don't want to do anything today. I may be agitated, I may have a little depression, whatever it might be. It's normal, it's okay, and it's what we do with that information that helps us have a little bit of control over things. So acknowledging your feelings is very important. Okay? The second thing we can do is to reframe our thinking. So instead of saying, ugh, I am so sick of all of the restrictions that go along with the pandemic, maybe we can turn that second thought into, but if I wear my mask, if I keep socially distanced, I stay at home, and I wash my hands, maybe I can be part of a positive change. So it's taking a negative thought and turning it into something positive. That will help our well-being as we go forward. The other thing is noticing and identifying what is possible, to think about what we can do versus what we can't do. When your social life is very, very limited, it is very easy to focus on what we are missing. So we have to get creative. There are a million ways to do this, and a lot of them you've already discovered over the last 9 months. One of the examples I'm going to give you is my daughter and I loved going to the movies. We loved the experience of finding a common movie we wanted to see, going and sitting in the big chairs, having some popcorn, talking about the movie, the whole gamut, okay? Obviously we can't do that anymore, at least for now. So what we decided to do, and this has evolved, but Netflix has a party feature on it where the two of us can log in and we can watch the same movie at the same time. And what we do is we also have a Zoom session going. So I can see her, she can see me, we can see the movie, we're talking, we're dressed, we actually put clothes on for a change rather than our sweats and our t-shirts. And we have a lovely evening, and we do this on a set evening every 2 weeks. What has evolved out of this is we are including more people now. So my best friend who lives in another state, who I normally wouldn't see very often, I now get to be with every 2 weeks while we do this movie. My mother is joining us. We have a lot of community now in this workaround of us going to the movies, and it may be something that we continue to do once the pandemic is over. Okay, so you do have options. You just have to be creative, and that takes some time and effort and maybe some brainstorming with the people you love and in your bubble, but we can be creative. Okay. The fourth thing that I want to talk about, and I think this is very, very important, is to recognize that routine is good. All right, having a routine, something to look forward to, something to do every day when you wake up, is important. Now, the people who are going to work every day, they certainly have a routine going on. But when you get home, it is still very stressful. You have family, you have yourself, you have people that you need to take care of. And having a routine can help your mental health with all of that. When everything is unpredictable, having something that you can control really can help your mental attitude and outlook. All right? So really quickly, a couple things you can do is manage your sleep. All right? If you are traditionally a 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. sleeper, try to stick to that, even if you don't have anything to get up for at 6 a.m. I myself, I go to bed at midnight, I wake up at 8. That is my natural rhythm. I can't do that during normal work hours, but since I'm at home, I have that ability to do it, and it's lovely. So I have something positive that's coming out of this. Another thing you can control is your amount of exercise. With winter coming, things are changing. I have been able to get outside and walk around my neighborhood. We adopted a new puppy, so we're going for lots of walks. But with the weather changing, I'm not going to be able to do that as much. So exercising and finding different ways to do it in my home is my next step. YouTube has some wonderful exercise videos. They are for all different levels. Right now I'm doing a little yoga, which is brand new to me. But there is a ton of stuff on YouTube and free things that you can do just to get your body moving. Hand in hand with that is healthy eating. In the beginning of the pandemic, a lot of people were cooking meals and learning how to bake bread and doing all kinds of great culinary things and gaining weight from it because we're all great bakers now. However, maybe now is the time to take those skills and translate them into some better healthy recipes and menus and help our mind and body start to feel a little bit better. Okay? So again, routine, finding things you can do. I personally have taken a page out of the Vincentian playbook. The Vincentians have an order of day. And if you look at the bulletin boards at work at the seminary and in St. Catherine's, they have posted an order of day, and it lists that they have community prayer and liturgy and their meals together and refreshments together. And this is something that they follow. They follow it every day, and it helps create that routine. I myself have decided, with the weather turning cold, I need to find some indoor things that are keeping me challenged and keeping me stimulated. So my order of day includes a mind, body, and spirit aspect every day. So I've begun for the mind, besides working, I am doing crossword puzzles, something that I never did before. I always hated them before because they take time. Now I have time, and I actually in the evening enjoy sitting down and doing a crossword puzzle. I'm still at the easy stage, but I'll get better at it, I hope. I am reading different things. I always read for enjoyment. Now I'm reading some things on social justice, I'm reading some biographies, and it's just expanding my mind a bit. For the body, like I said, I was doing the yoga. I'm trying to do different exercise things. I'm eating better, I'm cooking better, as much as I can, okay? And then for the spirit, that is different for everybody. It may be prayer, it may be meditation, it may be simply being outside in nature. Whatever it is that fills your soul up, that makes you feel refreshed, try to figure that out and incorporate that every day into your routine. So again, I have 4 things I want you to think about. Is understanding that your feelings are natural. Reframe your thinking. Take it from a negative place to a positive place. Have the negative thought, but change it to a positive thought. Okay? Notice what's possible, what you can do, rather than what you can't do, and be creative. And then finally, routine. Find a routine in your life that works for you, that works for your family, that you might be able to maintain through this next phase of the pandemic. And again, wear your mask, wash your hands, stay socially distanced, and stay at home if you can. All right? I want to thank you for your time and your attention, and I really look forward to the time when we can be together again. Take care.